Hey guys, it's Irene. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't watched my last video on 2 B flats, go check that out. In today's video, we are going to learn about F sharp. There are 2 fingerings for it, so we're going to learn both today, and we're going to learn the G major scale. Let's start with this one fingering. So you play this F sharp by taking your pointer finger on your left hand and then just covering the first hole. Okay, make sure you're not covering this hole in the back here or pressing the register key. Okay, just this pointer finger. Because think about it, if you put down that thumb with this, then what do you get? You get E, right? And then if you just put the thumb, what is it? It's F, right? So then just that first finger, and it should sound like. Are you getting the sound? Now, similar to flats, right? Last time we learned about B flats. What the flat does is it brings down the pitch 1/2 step down, right? So from a B, it goes down to a B flat. Now in this case, it's an F, right? What's F? Exactly, F. And then you put it 1/2 step up, and then it becomes F sharp. Now if you put 2 half steps up, which equals a whole step, then you'll get G, which you guys already know. So let's try playing a piece. Looking at this piece, we start on that G, right? Then we have our new note, F sharp, then E, D, then we have G half note, and then D half note, and then we have G, F sharp, G, F sharp. If you see here, written underneath the second F sharp, it says also played F sharp. It says this, you may think, oh, well, obviously, but the reason it's still played as an F sharp and not an F, okay, is because there's an F sharp earlier in that measure, okay? For that note, if you just read it alone, it looks like F. So you could play, but that's not what you want to play. You want to play because there's an F sharp earlier in the measure. So when there's an F sharp or any accidental at the beginning of the measure, it holds throughout the whole measure, okay? So then moving on, we have that dotted half note, G, right? So hold that for 3 beats, and then we have a quarter rest. And then we have G, F sharp, E, D, G half note, D half note, and then, just like before, G, F sharp, right? Not F natural, it's F sharp, then A, and then G. Let's do it. 1, 2, ready, go. Good job. Now in this next little piece, we see that there is a key signature, right? There's that sharp in the key signature. That F, if you think back to the Every Good Boy Deserves Fudge video, that top 5th line is the F, okay? So the reason the sharp lands on that line is because it's an F sharp. So for the entire line, for the entire piece, whenever you see an F, it should be played as an F sharp. Okay, so keep that in mind as we look through this whole piece together. Looking at the beginning, the first thing we should see is, of course, yes, that D quarter note, but there's that piano underneath, right? There's no forte throughout it, but we should keep that quiet piano feeling throughout. Okay, so we have that D first, then G, then what note? Not F natural, F sharp. Good, and then G, A, D, A, right? Half note. And make sure that A and D quarter note, they're slurred. Everything else is tongued, unless it's written that there's another slur. Next measure, we have G, F sharp, E, F sharp, which is all slurred together, and then a dotted half note, G, and then a quarter rest. And then we have D, G, F sharp, G, A, E, A. Good. And then these last two measures, we have G, F sharp, E, F sharp. Good job. And then G, dotted half note. And then a quarter rest. Okay, so let's give it a go. 1, 2, ready, go. Now it's time to learn the second fingering. Okay, this fingering, it includes these lovely side keys. I know we've already encountered these with that B flat that I taught you in the last video, right? You play the A key plus the third side key, right? And then that gives you that nice B flat. This time for the F sharp, we're gonna press regular F, right? Just thumb, plus 1 and 2. The first two, so the bottom two side keys is what we're gonna press together with that F. And it's gonna sound like, sounds familiar? What's important about this fingering is that when you press the two side keys, you're not pressing it with like the top part of your finger. Remember for the A, when I said use that top part of your finger, that's not what you're doing for these side keys, okay? You wanna use, if you see my finger, there's this first section, right? There's second section, third section. I'm like right here in the second section here, okay? And I'm just pressing the side like this, okay? Just try that out. Just get that feeling of pressing both at the same time. It can't be like, doo-doo, like 1 and then 2. It has to be 2 at the same time, okay? Give that a go. Alrighty, now looking at this next exercise, right? It starts on that G that we know. Then the next note is an F sharp. Now here in this case, you might think, why can't I just use the regular F sharp fingering then? Look at the next note. We have an F natural. Do you guys remember what that natural sign does? The natural sign cancels out that sharp, that accidental that we saw. So we go G, then F sharp to F. You could do regular F sharp to F, but this transfer isn't always the cleanest. It has to happen sometimes in music, but if we can, we want it to be as clean as possible. So we're gonna use this side key fingering that we just learned. So G, F sharp, then F. I just want you guys to try that. Just try F sharp to F, F sharp to F. Pretty simple, just lift these two side keys at the same time. Make sure they're at the same time, okay? Let's try it together. Now that's what we're just gonna apply to this piece. Looking on, then we have E, F natural, right? This is an F sharp. Then the next note is an F sharp. So then use those two side keys, and then you go up to a G half note, then quarter rest, and then same thing back down, and then you see C. What do you think this F is? Look in the key signature. What do you see in the key signature? Nothing. Trick question. There's nothing in the key signature. So this is just regular F. Okay, regular F, E, D, then half note C. Let's play this together. Here we go. 1, ready, go. Now, guys, we're gonna learn our first scale, okay? And this is gonna be the G major scale. The G major scale, as you see here, starts on a G and ends on a G. The highest note, or the lowest note, it starts on a G, right? The highest note that you see is that G that you know. The lowest note is the G, okay? Pretty simple. Let's see the key signature here. This is an F sharp, right? Meaning all of those Fs, play them as F sharps. Everything else, you know. You're really just picking up one finger up at a time. So don't think of it as too complicated, okay? Note by note. Let's try it together. Ready? Nice and forte, nice and loud, okay? From the beginning. 1, 2, ready, go. How'd that go? In no time, you guys are gonna be able to play 3 octaves like that too. Okay, no problem. We'll get there together. Okay, that was just a little bit of a sample, but yeah, pretty exciting. It goes up pretty high, right? That's, you know, this low G, you know, this middle G, now there's this high G, and then there's a high G that I played at the top. Okay, we'll get there together. These scales are things that you want to memorize. Okay, for now, you can of course follow along in this video and just play along with me, but as we go on, there are scales for every single note. Okay, so you know C, you know D, you know E, you know F sharp, you now know G major, right? G major scale, but there's an A major scale, there's a B major scale for every single note. I'm not kidding. So all of those will have to go into memory, but one by one, starting with this G major scale, okay? Get it into your fingers, so just practice, okay? Practice slowly and think of the notes. It's G, A, B, C, so on and so forth, okay? In my next video, we are gonna learn 2 new notes. Of course, we're learning new notes, but these 2 are special because they are 2 of the lowest notes that you can play on the clarinet, one of them being the lowest, okay? So be excited. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, learning a new scale. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.